Okay, guys, I've got no one online, but I'll continue on for my benefit and others who want to follow me later on and join in. Looking at Bitcoin and a few of the alts, there's a lot of opportunities to come, and it's still coming. And my name is Sam from Melbourne, and I'm trying to do regular updates on crypto. Instead of doing posts just on TradingView, I like to do video streaming updates and my thoughts and just progress from there on. So let me begin with Bitcoin, where we're at, what are the key levels, and why it's not always all bullish. In the past, I've spoken about the key levels, and the 0.5 Fibonacci on this level is my an important level to break. And if we look closer up, we're almost there. I'll just get rid of that watermark. It's a bit annoying. Okay, so that's very. So we have a bit of a breakout there. If I go auto, can I get a zoom in? So there was a bit of a breakout trade there. but we've got immediate resistance, which is, this is the level, as it's pretty well known. If you look across, it's a strong resistance level. So if we were to break that, then it's a bullish sign. At the moment, we're not bullish. Bullish in the terms of the local level. So on the macro, I'm bullish. On the weekly, I'm bullish. On the daily, not yet so. But the weekly, definitely. And I'll put the volume down a bit. It's pretty loud, isn't it? So what we have here is Bitcoin approaching the 0.5 Fibonacci with a main established resistance level or across. If my understanding that if Bitcoin breaks the 0.5, the next level is the 0.618 level, which is that yellow area, which is a significant resistance. And I do see a retracement from here, either the 0.5 or the 0.618 back to the 50,000 range. So I do see it coming out. So that would be a good buying position right there. So if Bitcoin wants to break to the 0.618, then it'd probably be less deep. But I do see it coming back down. At the moment, the 0.5 is a resistance, and it's not clear. So we have 1, 2 impulses, probably one more impulse left for Bitcoin before it gets pulled back. But the signs are good. So while that's doing, the alts are going to keep going as well. Okay, so 0.618 is really the magic number to break, not the 0.5. 0.5 just establishes that it's not a dead cat bounce. The 0.618 is usually the main resistance on that impulse, and we'll see how that goes. So far, the momentum, the FOMO, is with Bitcoin at the moment. Okay, so I've got a few charts here I'm going to go through. If people want to ask questions, they can go ahead. This is ADA. In my aspect, from my perspective, ADA's has got 2 key levels to break. This is the 0.786 in my reference. It needs to break that level, and there's a lot of what do you call it, confluence here. This area has a bit of resistance, and historically that was a resistance area, and so this area as well, as so as that. So ADA has to break that level to continue on, and then we've got this diagonal level of resistance, sloping resistance all the way through. So ADA has a bit of a challenge there, but at the same time, if it was not to break it and pull back a bit, like Bitcoin might, then we have this type of inverted head and shoulders. So it could be a real big move on ADA if it was to break this. But I would like to see ADA go sideways here, build that momentum up, that compression, and then a nice breakout. That'll be really nice, and that will fit into the narrative that ADA against Ethereum will have the opportunity to go high as well. So at the moment, Ethereum is really doing well. And when I look at ADA against Ethereum, we've got third structure. And let me just get rid of that for a sec. Yep. And I'm keeping an eye on this, and I've placed my alerts. So I'd like to know when ADA starts going, how's it going to compare against Ethereum? So keep an eye on both. I don't have any ADA at the moment, because most of them are in Ethereum. And if I look at Ethereum has already broken through. Great, far out. So it's all-time new high right now, Ethereum, 2,700, and it's continuing. It's broken that key level, that black line trend, which was a resistance for some time. Along here, we had a number of resistance points, and Ethereum is breaking out. So it'll be wise over Ethereum and less Bitcoin. So I'm just going to flip a bit more of my Bitcoin into Ethereum right now. There's the momentum's there, so it's going to keep going. And any little gain I do with more Bitcoin, better. Okay, so what I want to do is buy. I just keep topping it up. Just give me a sec while I. Okay. Hi there, please on watermark. Okay. Every chart has a separate scenario. Orange. Why did that stop? All right. So that's my Ethereum. Ethereum's breaking out. I've got another Ethereum chart which gives you another perspective, and I see this W formation. So I see Ethereum going to 3,100 at the moment. So if you look at this channel, Ethereum's broken that channel, and that was my initial target from this structure. We hit that target, we had a pullback, and then we had a level of support, which was there, and now Ethereum is looking to do the W formation and then break out, and potentially the target, the first target is the height of this. So if I change that color, that's the height. I'll grab that and I'll just move it across to the point on the top. Yeah, so it's still, they both match. Both the Fibonacci extension and the structural is about, they both complement each other. So 3,100 and something is my target for Ethereum. That's in the immediate target. And moving on to what we got. I'm in the A's. Atom. I'm looking at Atom to break that level, and before I jump in, and if it does break that level, look for the breakout, and do a breakout like that, and potentially going to that level there for a double top. That's the immediate goal, and you can see Atom. This is against Bitcoin, so I'm looking at more Bitcoin related activities lately because that's what we want to do. We want to accumulate more Bitcoin. So that's what I'm looking for. Atom initial break. So I better put my alert there on. Get a bit of an alert. Let me know, and then I'll jump in. This could pull back one more time, although the momentum's with it. Let me have a look at the indicator. Where are we? What I want to see is, come on. What I want to look at is the 8 hour. Let's see what it says. So yeah. So that's my 8 hour chart. And against Bitcoin, we can see that there was a bit of a trend line there that took a while to break, and then once we break that level over here, we sprang up. Now we're finding this level of resistance. Good bullish 8 hour candle, and we've still got another 6 minutes for that. So I think it'll continue to go on. This indicator shows upward momentum, and I see the green RSI turning. So Atom is a good candidate against Bitcoin. So I'll keep an eye on that one, that's for sure. And I've got my alert there, good. AVAX, let's see what AVAX is doing. Okay, AVAX has broken that level as well. They're all doing it, far out. I missed that one. And you can see the levels of resistance above it. So this is a key resistance for AVAX. That is a key resistance band. And I'm not going to jump in anytime soon. But ADA did something similar yesterday. If you look at ADA, it broke this formation, and then it really went. So ADA's pretty moving well, and it looks like it's breaking that level as well, that trend line. So no inverse head and shoulders, it's just doing that. So I did buy ADA, perpetual, and it's going. It's not weakening. Cool. BNB, let's see what BNB's doing. BNB's got a nice trend, so that's nice bullish candle on the 4 hour. So we have a nice bullish candle set up there on the 4 hour, and it's following up. And yeah, it's got some momentum. This wave trend. See how this formation is brought past. That was my formation, and since it's broken that level and it's continuing to go on on the 4 hour. So let's see. Let's just add the MACD just to make sure there's no. Yeah, so the MACD is pretty good as well, and it's pretty wide, the signal and the MACD. So that's a BNB is pretty much moving to a formation, structural formation there, where we have the count of A, B, C, D. So that's our A, B, C, D, and potentially E somewhere around there. And we have this ascending triangle formation in a way, with this being our key level to break. So I won't be jumping in on that anytime soon. I would like to see that pull, but once it gets that trend, it's too late to jump in. I actually did have it. I got stopped out yesterday. So I've made some gains, and I've pushed my stop loss a bit higher, and I should have done that. And I got out of the trade with a bit of profit. And right now, it's too close to my resistance level, so I'm not going to jump in anytime soon. Which program do you use to stream? I think TradingView. It's TradingView by default. So you go to TradingView and you just click on Create Stream, and basically that's what it does. Actually, now that I've done that, I can pick up my YouTube version, so it streams to YouTube as well. And this is the YouTube channel. Let me just maximize that. So the YouTube level, it streams to both, but that's it there. And I'll just add the YouTube channel there in the description. It's up to you guys. Hi there, everyone. Welcome aboard. And yeah, so BNB, I do see another point D there, and then a point E. So we're going to have 3 touches to the top, and the 4th touch pretty much a breakout. So I'm going to just wait on BNB for that. Looking at band. Band is a bit complicated. So part of my trading strategy is getting the 1350 on the 1 hour cross. So when I get this red turning to green, that is my 1350 1 hour EMA. And when it breaks out in the structure, like this one was pretty much like a descending wedge, and it broke out, that was the the green light to get in. So that's a tick in the box as a strategy. And you can see, if you look at BNB, also band, sorry, it's in the reaccumulation structure, and once it breaks this level, a few key levels, that's one of my levels, and this is the other, then band is going to fly. But at the moment, it's still held by this structure, so I'm not interested in it at that point. And I did enter here with a small trade, but I'm not going big on it, and I'll keep raising my stop losses as it goes up. Cake is one of them I have. I've approached Cake in a different way, and Cake, or Pancake, as you know, is Binance is competing against what is it, Uni, and what's the other one? Exchange. Can't recall what it was, but Pancake is doing very well with the smart chain. And looking at that, it's broken. So it's my blue line. I had that as the main level, even though you can probably put that up there at the entrance. That didn't make sense to me, so I've pretty much seen the resistance at this level. And you can see that it has confluence with this fib level on the slope. So now it needs to break this one to get to my target. If I was to, I suppose, take away the background color, probably makes it a bit easier to follow. But I like seeing confluence with fib levels. It's got both the horizontal and the angle, and that gives you the structure. So this one currently has this inverted head and shoulders here, and it's pretty much hit that target, but I think it's looking to keep going. Sorry, I might use this, sorry, that is the neckline, potentially, but I use this and it's already hit the target. But it looks like it wants to keep going. We'll see what kind of structure formation takes here. It's done the retest here on this trend line, so Cake is going to keep going. And I would just, if I was you, if you go into it, just raise your stop losses and put them under each structure. So that's Cake. I think it's got much more to go. And if I was to hide everything, there you go. It's 1, 2, and the last spurt before it consolidates. So we covered the Ethereum, FTM. FTM is also, FTM hit my previous target. Now it looks like it's back there again. And this is not, I suppose that was right there. So I can change that level. FTM is looking good as well. Triple top. So that if you haven't come into here, just wait for the pullback. But it's still within this reaccumulation structure. This structure, if you look at it, without all the lines, is one of these wick-off structures. So I see it to be one of these. Is it reaccumulation? Is that the one? So if you look at this structure, you draw your lines on the bottom and you draw your lines on the top. And when you look at a lot of these structures, they tend to do that. And that is pretty much a wick-off structure. So if this was our top and this was our bottom, you can see it's in the reaccumulation phase. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's of some form. And you got the top, touching the top 2 or 3 times, pull back, touch, and then touch the bottom once more, and then this is going to go. There might be a bit of a shakeout here, just as the over here there'll be a bit of a shakeout, just as this shows here at this level of shakeout. You might suit this one more. So we've got the schematic 4 right at the top, and then the rest. So this is probably more suited. FTM is pretty much similar to that. A hybrid of, it could be a hybrid, but you can see this is a reaccumulation structure, and this could definitely go higher. Only one, what pairs have we done until now? Okay. I've done Ethereum pairing. I did, can't recall what I've done, to tell the truth. I did Bitcoin. I did the ADA Ethereum pairing. There you go. And I did Bitcoin. Anyway, might have to pull back a bit. No, I'm going to look at hot now. This is hot. I think hot's got a good potential, but it needs to break that level there on where I've got the purple band. In this, so bull run, when there's a bull run, just to answer your question, in a bull run you have phases. Now it's the alt phase, so you should have less. You should have less Bitcoin and more Ethereum and a few of those Bitcoins, and then you dig into those. So I got my portfolio now is mostly, I think it's more Ethereum than Bitcoin at the moment, and then I've added a few Bitcoins like Link, and I've got to look at it, don't I? So I can see what I've got. I've got a bunch of whole. It's more altcoins now than Bitcoin, that's for sure. And let's see what I got. I can't keep count for all of them. And here we go. I got Link. I got Sol. I got INJ, Neo. I bought Win recently. I still got ADA. And that's pretty much it at the moment. And I'm trading a whole bunch of coins. So those are the ones I'm going a bit long with. Let's see what else I got. So I got two exchanges. Okay. So I need to do some buying, pretty much. TRX. I saw TRX playing this role. I think I posted it. A bit of a bullish formation here, and that seems to be the case. And if this could be an inverted head and shoulders once it breaks this level, so I'm not sure if it's broken it. I suppose it has. And then why is it stopping? So it might not be an inverted head and shoulders at the moment. Might be just at that trend line resistance. So I might have to just push that up a bit. I'd like to see this break. And anyway, that's TRX. There's a bit of a resistance line there that's holding it back. And you've got this fib level, 0.382. Let me see if I can adjust that to make it, see if it makes sense. That makes sense where it was before. So I'm not touching that. So TRX is still got a bit more to go, but it's kind of got a nice trend. And I see it going up to the next fib level from here. Once it breaks a 0.382, you'll go to the next fib level, which is this. This was the main resistance back then, and TRX will find that as a main resistance as that goes across here. So we've got resistance. So this establishes the resistance level, and TRX will. That's probably the target, and a bit of a pullback after that until it breaks this big structure. INJ pairing. INJ is okay, losing ground now against Bitcoin. So what's Bitcoin doing? Is Bitcoin dropping? No. So why is INJ dropping? Let's see. Okay, so you can pretty much say that was a double top. So double top, now I'm looking at this black line as a support level, really. Yeah, so that this level should be a good support, and then continue on to my third target. So far, it's working to my target, so it's working great. So I had the fib level as 1 as the second target, and the third target starting from 1.272 extension. So this is looking good. Can you please do analysis about one harmony? Okay. We'd also like to know about one. All right. I'll like to know as well. So I'll come to that. And in terms of INJ pairing, this is my major target in this area, which is between the 1.272 and 1.618 fib extension. So we've reached my first target in pairing and as well as the US dollar. Link. Let's see how we're going. Link. I have both link on the left against the dollar and link on the right against Bitcoin pairing. So we've got this is links on the daily. This is the major resistance level, I think. And it does look like it's breaking. No, it got pulled back. So we can see where the resistance levels are on the pairing. Links basically found support at this trend line, but also squashed between this resistance. And you can see it's a triangle formation, and we have resistance. So it's either going to continue holding that level, eventually up it goes. And the target will be based on that structure. So the structure target. So if that was a breakout point, and that's what matches up with that level there, which is makes sense, resistance. And if I was to apply the fib level to it, if I was from the bottom to the top, 618, perfect level for the first target. You can see how things all work together just by measurements, and then fib levels. It's all mathematical, isn't it? So I'll be looking for. I might just actually. I've got link. I'm just looking at this. Should I add more to it? And that's the daily. And get rid of the indicator. RSI. I've got this crossover, so that's good on the daily. Where's my other indicator? Here we go. This is a good point, good entry point on the stochastic. And if I look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, that could keep going. So we have, looking at the daily, we have this resistance, local resistance. It's like a bull flag, isn't it? That is a bull flag on the daily. This is link against Bitcoin pairing. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can't see that, but I'll try to bring it out. So let's do that again. Got the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 is pretty much the target there. So that is definitely a bull flag, and I think it's going to break it. Looking at the stochastic, look on the MACD, it looks like it wants to turn and keep going up. And that breaking that blue line might be the signal that you need. I might have some link after that. Yeah, definitely agree. I might just add more. Let me just add more to it. I think it's going to do it. And I'll just go along with it either. I'm not going to miss out this time. Just bear with me, guys. We've always known that Link's going to do well. And just going to add Link and Ethereum. You need to have both. On the 15-minute, so if we look at the 15-minute, time your entry. Yeah. So now so what you do is you look closer and you look for your entry there. It looks like this is just going to go. It's not really pulling back. It's probably found support there. Even the 15-minute gives you a trading, like, look at that. That was an entry point on the 15-minute. If you're watching it, that was your breakout. That was your entry. Now it's about to hit its target, which is the same level, and the resistance. So even the 15-minute gives you some idea on when to enter. The MACD has this trend. So MACD's got upward momentum, but we're so close to the resistance, so you might want to wait for the breakout, or you just wait for another little pullback and then buy there. Litecoin, I did enter the Litecoin here. I didn't put much because Litecoin doesn't really fly anymore, and it did basically what Bitcoin did, didn't it? So Bitcoin when it dropped, Litecoin dropped with it, did this bear flag and dropped, made this formation, and just like Bitcoin that week, it did the same. So Litecoin either is shadowing Bitcoin or the other way around. But definitely, which one's performing better? Let's have a look. Litecoin against Bitcoin. Let's see which one's doing better. That's Algorand, just by default. Might have to look at that as well. So let's look at Litecoin against Bitcoin. Okay. So this is the 1 hour chart. Doesn't really give you, okay, let's look at a bigger timer frame. Let's see what Litecoin's doing against Bitcoin. So I obviously looked at this some time back. Let's do another way. Welcome home, sweetie.
What time do you want to go gym?
I'm online, I'm talking.
Oh.
Yep. Okay, so it's not the best, is it? Litecoin against Bitcoin. So if I look on the weekly, you need to look at the momentum. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't go with Litecoin, that's for sure. There's episodes where it's gone, but do we see a bullish divergence? Yes, there is. There is on the MACD. You can see ever so slight a bullish MACD divergence. So we've got MACD moving up. So there is a bullish divergence against Bitcoin. How much is it going to do? I think the next target will be that. I think Litecoin will hit that channel's top, just like it's been doing in the past on the weekly. Makes sense, doesn't it? I'm going to still stick to Ethereum. So there's episodes where it might do really well, and if you time it well against Ethereum, but maybe Ethereum finds resistance and Litecoin's moving. It's really up to you guys how you work that strategy, but it's a lot of work. I'll stick to Ethereum at the moment with most of my bags until I see one of those other altcoins about to do a major breakout. So here's a resistance level for the time being, and it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about to break that. It might actually go beyond that, Litecoin. So I mean, you can draw that line any way you want. So let's just do a proper job on it. Let's get the bottom, and let's just put the channel in there. Okay, that's better. And the thing is, it might just continue on. Litecoin might hit this level here instead. So that is another key level. Let's get the fib level out. Let's see how we're going to go with that. So that was actually a double bottom there. If I was to push that there, yeah, that makes sense. So I'm pushing all the way across. I use as a 1, 0, and 0.5 or to 0.618 as the next target. So that's possible. And if that's the case, it gives you a reason to buy Litecoin against Bitcoin. But again, which one's better? Like Ethereum? So this is pretty much like a breakout in a way. Retesting with the immediate resistance. So on the weekly, it's better to have Litecoin than Bitcoin, that's for sure. And I'll save that. Here you go. So if you want to have a good look, that's pretty much what it is. But I think this one's more suited with that trend line, and I think that's more of a case. So you can bring that down, and that makes sense to me more so. That channel there, from that point, midway, that is finding support there, and now the next layer is the resistance, the middle layer. So that's Litecoin. FTT was going well the other day, and you can see it's still there. I had that as a key level, and it's broken it. I think it's more to do with that of an angle, continuation pattern, and that was the breakout with this trend. So this is the 1 hour. FTT on the 1 hour is looking good, and let's see if there's any immediate resistance. Yeah, so it's coming to this level. I see that as a resistance level because we have this traffic here, a lot of wicks, and this band, it's a band, not one line. So I would see that from here to there is resistance. But if that's the case, and if we look at this trend line, the one there, it's played its role. And so if this is a structure, inevitably, I think this is the case. It could potentially be that could be the target. More to it, you can observe it did the double bottom in a way. and it's broken this level. FTT's got more to go. And if you're doing what I'm doing, like perpetual contracts, leveraging high, it's a good trade. So I'm into FTT at the moment. And you might have to look for a bit of a selling off, taking some profit when it gets to that level. Carver. You can see how Carver broke down from that ascending wedge. That was the exit shorting opportunity. It didn't reach my target as I thought it might, based on that. But now that it's done this, similar to what was it, SRM. It's creating a formation that's going to continue up. But yeah, I wouldn't touch Carver anytime soon. It's just regaining momentum. I got Maker. So Maker yesterday, I think it was yesterday, it did a breakout on that formation. Now it's sort of flattening out now because it's come to this resistance level, hasn't it? I might just push that up a bit, but that is a resistance level. And if I was to get this Fibonacci, make a top, yeah, so that is the resistance. But this blue line, this 10-20 moving average on the 1 hour is a good indicator. But we have a bit of a bearish divergence in place, so I would not look to go into this anytime soon. I think this will go side, pull back a bit more because this bearish divergence is playing out. Matic did a real good move. I missed that one, unfortunately. And Matic, as you can see, it's also in this. It just broke away from this accumulation structure. So it took a while, and that's why we got this breakout, big breakout. So the longer it takes to break out of a structure, the more of the intensity of the move. So that was a real good move. I missed it completely. I wasn't going to chase it, and you can see even on that's a 4-hour chart. If you look on the 1 hour, it didn't really give you a chance to jump in. You got to keep watching it, and now it's probably hit its target. Let's see. Let's see if we hit our target. I would say we did. If I was to do 2 ways, there's 2 ways of doing it. So let me look at the bottom to the top. That's our top there. So my reference points is this. That's the reference point and reference point. And I'll just add so that's my 0, that's my 1. And you can see it's hit the 3.618 level. So that is a golden ratio. Prior to that, it was a 1.618, which was here. So it found resistance, pulled back, broke above it, and then found that support, and then just skyrocketed. So I think it's good. And you can see where it's now. It's pulled back all the way here. So it might just go sideways for a while. It might even come back more, but it's done. So Matic, if you got Matic, you should have sold around there, and or at least taking some profits, right? But I think this is going to continue. But we've got to see how it levels off. It's too late for us if you haven't got it. T-Fuel was actually good. I missed this one. I hope this line set up. I think it was because I was just looking at too many things, and that's not unusual. So this is my T-Fuel, which is part of theta. I think it's gas. And you can see this descending wedge. This was capitulation there with the dump. So this threw me off. When that did that, I got rid of my T-Fuel. When it bounced back up here, I got rid of my T-Fuel here. I said, this is not going to have any momentum. It went down too long, you know, it's just too low for my liking. So I got rid of my T-Fuel, but now you can see how it's moved. It's broken this channel. It's gained retested. Now it's starting to. We'll start moving, and I think that's the resistance level there. It's not as good. Yeah, this was a good episode here, and don't make the mistake of just because it did well in the past, it's going to do well in the future. And people do that a lot. I used to do it, and this is a nice run uptrend. This was your opportunity to buy it. This is not going to repeat. I don't think it is. I could be wrong, but this is a nice, good run up, and this is an acceleration episode. Yeah. So that was that was just fantastic. I missed it. I didn't get none of that. But now I understand the strategy. So I looked at it. In the future, I'll get that strategy booked down, and that strategy is pretty much. I think it's a bump and run strategy, and I shared that last time. And actually, I posted that strategy here. I think this one here, SRM. And if you look at SRM post, you can see. Here we go. Here's a strategy: run uptrend, and then you get the acceleration, and each acceleration has its different formation, and then you get this pullback, and so on. Get to know that. Look up the bump and run strategy. It talks about all that. Maker, Matic, or Theta. Theta really stuffed me up. So Theta did the same as T-Fuel. You can see the uptrend, and then the acceleration, the pullback. So it was having this formation, which was really going well. This formation was working for us. But then it's like this, once you hit this first target, it just dumped. So I don't get it. And now it's in this sideways channel, as you can see. And I'm not interested in this sideways channel until it's broken. You can say that's a massive bull flag. I don't know what it is, but I don't get it. I can see potential. So we have a nice support level there. Obviously, that was the bottom. This support, if this support level continues up, you can see it's another big move coming for Theta. And if that's a high, and it breaks this level, that's a big, and it's going to hit my first target. So it could be a double top. So that's working well. I would get Theta on the breakout. So what I'll do, it's almost there, isn't it? So there was that's bullish in as well, but you can see how it finds resistance. So that's one, that's two. I'd like to see it break that level though. I'll be interested in that. So that's, let's click on alert. Okay. I think that could be a good move. So if this is my A, B, C, D, you might just do that. So it's pretty close to it, and that could be our support. And you can see the wick on that's the 30 minutes, so it's not a big deal. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour looks alright as well. Nice bullish candle. Well, we had bullish candles before, and let's see how this 4 hour candle closes. But I would definitely keep an eye on the Theta and that level. SRM is, you can see SRM has broken that key level. It found its target as 1. So you can see that's pretty clear. It's done a pullback, and the next move is to this level, SRM. So that's its next level target. Now finding the entrance is not going to be easy. So you got to go through smaller time frames, but that is the next target, as I see it, and resistance. So let's look at 1 hour. So let's see if we can find the trend. Okay, so it's not the best. So I'll look at, so my green is my 10-20 moving average. So using the 2 hour, there is definitely a bearish divergence, so that's not going to help me. If I look on the 4 hour, the 4 hour can work, and what I'll be looking for on the 4 hour is pretty much, at the moment, that's our resistance. I think this will go sideways for a while. That's our support, and I'll look for a combination. So 1, 2, so 2 touches to the top at the moment. 1 touch, that's 2 touches to the bottom. I'll look for the 3rd touch, and then I'll look for the breakout on the 4th touch. So I'll be looking for a breakout trade, which is touch, 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 3 touches, and on the 4th, go for it. Because this is going sideways. This doesn't have that kind of, hello. Okay. Let me just get rid of that. I'm on the bottom. It doesn't have this type of trend at the moment. It had it. What it's done, it's going to do this. Whatever the formation it takes, it could be a wedge, whatever, that's where it's at the moment. But it is a bull flag. I do believe it's a bull flag. I don't think it's going to come down. It might retest this actually. So it's possible that it will pull back. You could get a crossover and that could pull back. And that'll be the perfect entrance point, the 0.5 Fibonacci level. It might even pull back a bit more. But that definitely, for SRM, I would wait for it today if you're patient. Otherwise, look, see if there's another breakout, and that could be a breakout trade. So BTC will go down at 50K. I do believe so. So where I'm at SRM. If we look at Bitcoin, my daughter's come back home. So in my previous videos, I did talk about 2 levels. The 0.5 Fibonacci and the 0.618, which are, let me just close this door. We'll put some oil on that squeaky door as well. Never get around to it. So yeah, I do see Bitcoin pulling back. This is a strong level, and it's broken it. So Bitcoin is looking like it's going to. So if I can look closer, it looks like it wants to go to the 0.618. Oops. It's right on the 0.5, right? It's pretty much like I'm looking at 1 hour chart, and I have my fib level, and it's right on it. We'll see what happens. If it doesn't pass the 0.5, I've shown this before. Give me a sec. I'm just going to pick a chart. And you guys, it's freely on the internet. I just grabbed it and just put it onto my website, and I documented it. It's called dead cat bounce. You've heard that terminology? Come on. So the dead cat bounce always looks at the 0.5 retracement. So you get this move, you get the bounce, and he hits the 0.5 retracement and then continues down. I'm not saying it's going to do that, a downtrend. I'm just saying that it gets a rejection and it will come back down to a support level. And in the past, I think this was Bitcoin, it did that as well. And then when it failed the 0.5 level, we got pulled back. So here we didn't get the 0.6, it just went over the 0.5 and then pulled back. So I see potentially Bitcoin doing the same. So this is the resistance band, and there's no denying it. This is the resistance band, and anywhere from here to there, we're going to have a pullback. And I think this is a good level to buy. Before I used to say here, but I've changed my mind. This is pretty much a good resistance level. So therefore, we will pull back. It's not going to. This is not going to just keep going up like that. I just can't see that happening. So that's just my opinion. We play with the odds. 0.5, 0.618, and a bit of a sell-off. It will take a while because this is a key level, a key resistance. It took a long time to get to this level, and it's also showing a lot of resistance and exhaustion. So what we need to do is we need to see price wear away at this level. This level needs to be knocked out, and it's possible that it can go like that, but again, it will be a sell-off. And if it goes like that, that's much better than I thought. Then we can probably say we can raise that level to there and get rid of this. Makes sense? So if we were to hit that level, then we'll get a pullback to this, and that will fit the scenario. That will be another scenario, a bullish scenario where, you know what I mean? And that is a real bullish structure, and then you will see price going like that with a decisive breakthrough there. When this initial one isn't, so this was A, B, C. We need an A, B, C type of scenario as well. It's either going to be there or there. It has to be an A, B, C. You can't just be there. So B, C will go down to OK. Is there any room for? Yeah, of course there is. 48. So this is my, I think that's my 44. That's my 46. And you're saying 48. 48 is, let's see. 48 is around right here. Back to the bottom. Yeah, it's possible. I'm not. The way, I don't want to forecast it because there's no point to it. I'm either going to be right or wrong. It doesn't matter. What you want to do is observe what happens here. It's my opinion. Whatever happens here, if you start getting a pullback, then we'll talk about that scenario. And what you do is you use your Fibonacci levels. So just say this was, and we'll play an example here. Say Bitcoin got rejected there, okay? Then we'll use our Fibonacci, and let me just get the color change because it doesn't seem right. Yeah, we'll need to change that color and do it again. So if that's my level, that's my bottom. Then I want to see where, if that was the block, and I'll just add more levels to it. These are going to be the target. So if Bitcoin gets rejected there, and I use this macro retracement, my first level will be, where's my 0.382? Far out. Where is it? Oh, I must have changed that. So what I'm going to do is put 0.382. So this is a likely. So if that was where Bitcoin gets rejected, the 0.382 will be roughly about the 51K. Yeah, is banned because the 382 is the first. If it goes to the 0.5, I would think they will come back down to the 618, which is the double bottom. So if it misses that, if it gets past that, then I do see a double bottom. And last time I did say that if that was the case, that is fantastic because we get the W formation, and that's a really bullish sign. But this is also a bullish sign. That's just as bullish as it is as well. The good structure. So the pullback will be nice. I don't want to see this go all past this level. Tell the truth. I don't want it to go there. I want it to pull back. And that scenario is really good for us. What is the price range where you're circling? Oh, okay. How's this for you guys? I'll do this for you. I'll share my chart right now. I'll chuck it here, and you can get a copy. Here you go. Because I'm sharing it now, so you can see it. And if you're using top red one, okay. Oh, that's 618. That's 57,800. Yeah, 57,800, and 618 level. So you can, if you got Bitcoin, you can do the fib levels. But you can see what my fib levels are. You can apply it to your chart and get access, or you can do what I just did. You just click on my link on the chat where I just put the chat, and I'm sharing it so you can get a copy of it as well. You can save it as your copy, and you can see where my lines are, and you can track me on. You can track what I'm doing. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Now let's move forward. That's the scenario. While Bitcoin's doing that, what am I doing? I'm going to start screaming his head off. He's 1 year and 4 months at the moment. He's number 4. I've got 4 kids. Here we go. So I do see a bit of a on the 4 hour. Is there any wick? Okay. So that is what we've got at the moment. It's still looking good. Yeah, it could come down to that level. But anyway, we play that scenario. I'm not going to make any forecasts because it's irrelevant. We just want to see what happens in the next day or two. Don't forget, guys, don't get complacent because you have a few days of good run, and then you have all these pullbacks. So, and if you look at a lot of the alts right now, they sort of hit their target in the short term. Okay, some hacking stuff right here. Yeah, ask TradingView if you can hack it. What's it to hack anyway? What are you going to get from hacking this fucker? You can't hack my account. You could probably hack the chart. But anyway, yeah. So we've had a few days. So we had this. What is it? Day 2 or day 3 where we had this run. Usually, there is after a few days of a good run, there's a pullback. And why aren't we due for one now? We are. So be careful where you enter. I think the point. So Bitcoin, if Bitcoin passes this, we'll probably have one more day of a good run, and then we down. So just get your timing right. Let's look at. So we've done SRM, and let's see what it looks like. I do want to get SRM long term, so it's pulling back at the moment. Good. Looking for the next entry potentially. As I said, there's a bearish divergence on the short time frame. What was it, 2 hour? Yeah. So the MACD is pretty much showing a bearish divergence. So SRM is pulling back. With the MACD, we saw a double top, did we? So here, we saw a double top. So double top is playing out on the MACD, and if you have my wave trend, look for the crossover. You want to see a crossover like this for an entry, a reversal at a good fib level. So if it's on a good fib level, if it's here and you've got a crossover, it's good sign to jump in. Makes sense? And you can probably say, yep, that's a good triangle formation to break out. So just keep an eye on it. I'm revealing some strategies for you. The wave trend, if you don't, I reckon it's a good one. A constant, and just do W. I think it's just wave. If you type wave, lazy bear. I've modified mine, but actually, oh, that's my script there. Sorry. Here, public library, lazy bear there. I don't know what's this one. Wave, lazy bear with crosses. What's that one? Oh, there you go. He's added the crossovers. I did my crossovers with the vertical. He's adapted a new one with crossovers there. I'm sure you can, yeah, you can even copy source code. There you go. He's put circles in there. So he's modified it extra. But yeah, the wave trend there is really nice. Mine is copies. I copied his, just modified it. Okay. I reckon you should use it from the top to your bottom. If you add February risk. Let me see what you're saying here. From the top till bottom, if you add February's resistance, 0.618 level, coming to 57k, don't you think to move upwards would need to cross that level? Otherwise, I'm not sure what you mean by that. February? Was our February? January, top of February. Ah, okay, you're saying that one there. Oh, you're saying this level here. That is our February, I suppose. So 0.618 is that level. Yeah? From the all-time high, which is here. So what are you saying? If you add the all-time high, don't you think to move upwards we need to cross that level, otherwise back to downtrend? No. So when you approach a major resistance, I mean this was a major resistance, right? That was a major resistance there. And what happened to us? That was a big move, right? This was much worse, in my opinion, than this here. Okay, and what happened there? We got, in a short amount of time, we went down 27% back then. Here, we went down 19%, and the second round after the bounce, we went down another 18%. So that's two moves, right? This was roughly one move. This was much more capitulation. And after that, what happened? We had a nice bounce in here, and we went back up to the 0.78, I suppose, nearly a double top. But then we came down. We came back all the way down again. Why is that? Why did we come back all the way down here? Why would we think here we're going to keep going up? This doesn't make sense to me. Historically, you gotta demonstrate to defend a level. That's the level that was defended. We defended once. That's not enough. Actually, we defended twice. One wick there, and then the wick, and then we went up. Now, what happens is if you get a rejection, it goes back down, and it looks for one level or the other. And what I said in the past was, we usually have this type of structure, okay? to get that momentum to break through. So this is the first dump. We're not going to have the momentum to go through it. What it does is the people that were buying here weren't sure, and so the smart ones bought, and then what's going to happen is they know the 0.5 or 0.618 is the level of taking profit. They'll take percentage of profit because they know it's going to come down. They'll buy the rest there. Now, where that level is, it could be like that formation, or it could be a double bottom. You don't know. And then, because you don't know, you can't really go high leverage. You can spread your entry across two levels, but you've got to really watch the charts at the time. Here was very uncertain, so we had 3 touches, right? So it might take 3 touches to the bottom to defend it. In some cases, it's 2. Here there was 1, 2, 3 as well. And so this defending, this was an inverse head and shoulders. This was a triangle. This has got to be something. We need to know what kind of formation it's going to be. So yeah. So you think we might double? Yeah. So yeah, definitely. It could be. And the other thing is, when you say double bottom, unfortunately, there's 2 levels for this. They do call this a double bottom as well. This one here. It is. It might not be that high. So if I do this, let me just get rid of that. If our price comes like this, so what we had here, we basically had one level, bounce, and down, and we hit another level. We're going back up to here, right? This is where we are now. And we have this level here. So we've broken this level. Now we're trying to hit this level. And it's either going to keep going up or it's going to keep going down. And it could be one level here that will go up. It might not be double the bottom here. It's very unlikely to go that low. So when I say double bottom, it's more like that formation. And you can see if that was to take place, if it comes there, you got your first bottom, you got your second bottom. Some formation is going to take place, and we don't know, but it's going to be a bullish structure that's going to play out for some time for a reversal. It could be inverted head and shoulders, as I said. It could be a triangle, symmetric triangle. So one of the people I follow, actually, here's one for you. Crypto Sniper on YouTube. Look him up. South African guy. He's very good, very funny as well. He doesn't always give you stuff like this detail, but he does give you levels, and he explains the charts very well. So his scenario, he thinks it's going to more likely be a symmetrical triangle. So he thinks this is going to be playing out. He thinks it's going to be playing a symmetrical triangle type of thing, and then potentially breaking out. So anything is possible if we get this to go up and down and up. You know what? Bitcoin is phenomenal for triangles. So that's why I agree with him. And that's why I reckon an inverted head and shoulders. So I don't think it's going to go that high. I think this is more likely. So when we say double bottom, I reckon we're going to have something like that, where it's somewhere in the next fib level. So the 0.382 or the 0.5 is going to be our next bottom. And depending how high we go here, it will dictate. So it will dictate if it's, give me a sec. If it's that level, then we have that triangle there. And it could be, based on ratio, it could be something like that. The getting the ratio is the very hard part. It could be something like that. But it's some type of triangle is likely to come about. Otherwise, it's just an inverted head and shoulders is just as good as any. So we can talk about it all. It's good to envision it, but there's no way of. What you do is you wait for the next clue. We're playing chess here, and each level we look at the chess pieces and we see where they land, and then we run a simulation. What's the next? What's likely to pull back? 50 to 51K is definitely a level 2 of interest for me and a lot of people. There's a few people I follow. One says it's definitely come down to back to 50K. So everyone's got an opinion. I'm no different. Can't back it. And that's the beauty of this trading. It's very difficult to forecast where it's going to go. Everyone's suggestion makes sense. I can't argue with most people's suggestions. I do not agree about the bearish, but the bull run's over. That's stupid. I think we don't even have that information yet to make that call, because the weekly hasn't been broken. So if you look at the weekly chart at the moment, it looks great. So if I was to clear that up, look at the weekly chart. That candle on the weekly is looking good, and that's our level there. So we haven't made we've made a higher low at the moment. So we haven't broken the trend. If we made a lower low, then yeah, that'll be the scary part there. So this is our scary line. If we lost that, then we should panic. But right now, no, we haven't even approached that. So we're making a lower high. Sorry, yep, I keep mixing them up. And here you can see we're going sideways on the weekly. And if you look at the previous sideways, right here, it's a bit of a formation of a triangle. And that was but see the wicks on the top, we don't have that. This is the first wick that we had on the top. We've got to see a lot of wicks in the coming weeks. Okay, sweetie. We've got to see a lot of wicks in the coming weeks to think that's the top. Right? It could be the top. We don't know, but it's not going to just happen straight away. No, you can't make that call too early. And the fact that we haven't lost that level is a big thing. Here we lost that level. Look at this. So here we had the level, and then the following week we lost it, and that was the end of the bull run. Yeah, it really capitulated there, and the following week it didn't make half of it. So this is the type of, in my opinion, this is the behavior of a blow off top, end of the bull run. It's a parabolic run. It's crazy. We had that here as well, actually. If you were here trading it from this in 2 weeks, 3 weeks in a row, this was crazy. I remember this, the way it was just escalating. This was the same. I was around there. I can't remember the details, but I remember it was just going up thousands of dollars in a day. That's when you know when you're blowing off top, and that's the end of the bull run. Those two behaviors should be here. This is just exhaustion and a continuation. And in my opinion, we're here in this equivalent. So we still have much more to go, in my opinion. So we're going to enter the next level, which is scary. It's parabolic. So we're going to have a parabolic stage. And if we were to, I don't know if you can do it. I don't think this will do it. If we were to draw a line, actually, go on, do it. Let me see if I can do this one. Oh, look at that. Works out perfect, doesn't it? Now tell me that's a fluke. So yeah, this is what do you call it? The fib fork. It's another tool, and sure, I mean, I just did it. That's probably more accurate. We have to ignore this because that's the COVID black swan event. And if you look at the feed level and the channel, we can see why there's some resistance around this area. So if we do a mirror, whoops, I shouldn't have done that. There's many ways of looking at this, and what's his name does a good job of it. What's his name? Give me a sec. There's a lot of people to watch on YouTube, right? And what's his name? Give me a second, I'll give it to you. What's his name? He does the big charts in a Benjamin Cowan. So Benjamin Cowan does a good job. This guy here, he does all the big pictures, big picture scenarios, and so he's covered this extensively with his ribbon. He does it. So he's a big picture boy. Does all his algorithms and all the rest, and he's got that rhythm, and he talks about Ethereum, and so he does this very well. So you can look at him as a reference as to trying to forecast the top. I'm not going to try to do that, but this is one way of doing it, using this method. But let's go back to where we were. So go back to the 2 hour. That doesn't look good. And we're looking at that now. You could, let me just get rid of that. Tick 4 was coming down to, so you can see Bitcoin already rejected at the 0.5 with that wick, with the red candle. So 0.5 is already giving us a resistance, and it's right on the money. Like this is, like I didn't think it would be right on the line, but it's right on the line at the moment, and I can get rid of that. So that now we want to see at least touch it twice or 3 times, and then we know we're going to go down. So this could be a bit of a formation taking place. So you can just go, and then we can see or that level break up or break down. Yes, sweetie. What's that? Okay. You want lolly? Give me a sec, guys. You want a lolly? Where's your money? All right, let's look at the alts. So at the moment, I can see a few of the coins dropping at the moment, and as I said, we had a good run for a few days, and the 0.5 is currently giving us a bit of a rejection, and I'm sure the alts are responding. So if we look at Ethereum now, what's Ethereum doing? It's pulled back below that level. So it might just find that level as a resistance. I thought it might break through it. So now we're seeing the early signs potentially of a pullback. So as I said to you, a lot of the coins have reached their target, like this one, FTM has reached its target. Now it's pulling back. So the synchronization is in place. This one's reached its target, pulling back. Let's see what ADA's doing. ADA's reached its target, is pulling back. So today might not be, in the next coming hours, might not be all good for the coins. So it could be short-lived, but I was expecting the 0.5 or the 0.618. So I would like to see the hit 0.618. That would be nice. I'm not going to sell. I'm already cashed up. But I do want to see a hit there, because that is a nice bullish sign. The 0.5 is a bit disappointing. If we drop back down, it just means that we have to probably defend the double bottom or that level here. You know, we'll see what happens there. Let's look at VET. VET's done its top, and I do see VET. If you don't have VET, don't buy it. Not now anyway. So if I was to put a trend line to VET, I think VET's going to head towards this line, in my opinion. I think it's going to just keep coming down and do this some macro inverse formation. It's done a good run, so it's, yeah. I would hold it, but I would not look to enter it. There's better setups at the moment. XRP, what's going on there? Okay. Yeah, so XRP has probably broken that wedge. Yeah, so XRP is surprisingly holding well. Got waves. Yeah, too late for waves, I think. Sorry, pulled back a fair bit. Keep an eye on that. I bought Win the other day around here. I think Win's going to hold its level, and that's probably the level it'll hold right there. And if I just adjust it, I think this is what VET's going to do along these lines. Something similar, not capitulate that much, because Win just went crazy, but VET's going to pull back on something like this formation. Uni is broken, I think it almost broke that level. So here we go. See that trend line? That was the resistance, and I thought Uni just got past it, but it's pulled back in. So I'm looking at Uni as one of those good ones. It's holding its level, and it's almost broken that formation. So I can get rid of that. And I'm thinking similar to Ethereum, really, in a way. If it breaks above this, that's bullish and continues. So Ethereum has done something similar. As you can see, it's hit the top level. Obviously, Ethereum is a bit more bullish. But yeah, Uni's looking good as well for long term. And let's look at Bake. These are a few coins that I was starting to look at. A bit odd the way it's behaving. Like I don't know how to take it. RCL. These are the ones that were doing great yesterday, based on this. So I just look at which ones have been doing well, and I'll start to look at. Okay, this is Poly. Polygon. Oh, so that's Matic. Zil, Hollow. I started Chili's. Okay. So I've got to keep looking at which ones are starting to perform again. You got to get references from somewhere, and here's my other reference, guys. I've shown this a few times in the past. It's the Binance volume monitor. I'll chuck it there again. I just keep giving you guys some tips. On the chat, here's a nice, useful tool. And what it does is you leave the page open, and it populates with the coins that are moving. And sometimes that gives you tips on which one is moving. So Dodge just went 27 Bitcoins of volume in a recent move. So if I look at that list, I'll put that there. I'll just squeeze that out a bit. Let's see what Dodge is doing. Dodge is not going to fail. They can't let Elon Musk fail. He's a manufactured hero. So Elon Musk will not fail. Dodge will not fail. He will not dump and go away because they're like that one to keep going. And let's see how we go. That's my old chart. So it hasn't really moved much, has it? It's holding. And I'll move that across. Maybe I could just adjust that so it's probably 0.5 is holding it as a resistance. I'll use this fib level. It's still the same. Actually, my top's not right though. That's my top. Okay, so the 618, or the 0.5 is holding it up. Well, let's do this. I'll grab that. I'll delete everything else. I'll put that back. There we go. And I'll just put that there. And I'll use this reference point. The top there, the bottom there. And Dodge is pretty much holding its ground. It's pretty boring though. So it should have gone and it didn't. So I'm not interested in Dodge, but I'm sure it's not going to go away. Look at the next coin, Myth. I'll look at Reef and Myth. Oh, what dreams is back. Much love back to you, brother. Or sister. Let's look at, where is that? Here we go. This one, bike is pretty much gone. I'm not going to look at that. Let's look at Myth. What's Myth doing? USDT. Okay. So it has run, pulled back. Now it's found support. Okay, that's not bad. I would just off the top. I would not try anything. Actually got a nice shape too, yeah. So if we look at this, that was a resistance, and now it's broken above that, and then it's come across the next resistance level. If we just so that's a key level because we've got many touches, 3 touches there, and then this is the local one that's just broken out of. So you can see the levels that it touches. That's Myth. Let's see what else is there. Which one has Dodge, Lena, and Reef? All right, let's look at Reef. Reef looks ugly. Okay, I won't touch that. No, I did look at Hot. Sol. Yeah, Sol's pulled back a bit. So this could be a good entry for Sol, by the way, people. So that was my support level. And now what I'll do is I'll move to the 8 hour. 8 hour still is consistent. So my advice is here, if you see a bullish candle in the 8 hour or the next 16 hours, two candles in a bullish formation, then it could be a good sign to jump in. However, I see downward pressure at the moment. So this could probably, I probably should have stopped out on the Bitcoin pairing. This is Bitcoin pairing, by the way. So I'm probably stopped out. I had it there. I've got to keep an eye on that. Okay, that's a significant pullback for Sol. 23% pullback from the top. It's a lot for Bitcoin pairing. So that might be a good opportunity. There's a good trend. There's a good trend there. And my looking at that initially. So if this was a breakout similar, that was a significant structure. That was a good entry. What's this going to do? What I'll do is I'll just imagine what it's going to do. And you'll see how it goes with it. This could do many things. This can keep just going. We'll wait and see. Anyway, yeah, horrendous. Depending on the chart, isn't it? Now, this is my chart. Let me close that. I was actually telling a friend of mine today that I learned a few things lately. And the SRM chart actually did it for me. So if I was to close this one, actually open this one. If you know, caution bar replay can't be connected. Okay. So here's a good chart for you. And if I maximize this, and I'll turn the log on and auto on, it starts to make a bit of sense. I don't know what's happening there. Ah, I lost all my set. Ah, that's right. I was doing the replay. There we go. Now that's horrendous, right? That's horrendous for sure. Let's get rid of all that. In there's a lot of trading opportunities. I was talking to my friend, and I did post this up. My advice here to you is try to learn some of this stuff. Actually, where's all that call outs? There's other call outs. Just cleaning up the chart a bit. And the point I want to make is, and if you look at most of the charts, they have phases. They have this uptrend phase, and let me auto fix that. And this is the point I want to make, so you guys can understand what's going on with the other charts. Why is it alt season? Most of the charts have hit the bottom where it's accumulation. So we sort of hit the bottom level some time back, and then we had this run up. And this is, let me go into the 4 hour, probably better. Gives you that clarity. And you can see how I said this is a run up. And a lot of the charts have this run up phase, and then you have this explosion. Run phase, explosion, and then you have this reaccumulation phase. It's not distribution, where they get rid of stuff, and it's not accumulation, because accumulation was there, but they have reaccumulation, and the reaccumulation is some formation, wherever it is, you can't know, but there's a bottom zone, always in it, and you need to know where the bottom zone is. This chart gives you a good lesson on how to find it. And if you apply these principles of where to buy and just hold, that's a strategy. Because this reaccumulation phase, there's no trend. Not really. Within it, there might be some trends, but it's not like this big trend here where we've had a nice run. So what's likely to happen, in my opinion, once you finish this reaccumulation phase, we're going to start seeing a nice trend, like this one here. We're going to start seeing a continuation trend in the coming months. So it's very important that you, in this era, you buy the coins at the right time. So if Bitcoin is to keep going, and they're also going to do better than Bitcoin, then you better buy your coins now and just hold them. That's my thinking. And so you can see this big reaccumulation phase here. This is a reaccumulation phase because it's broken that level. Now this is likely to either retest and just keep going. And if you look at many of the charts, if you look at them from different perspectives, they have different formations, but they have a continuation phase. Some go gradually. In this case, like this one was number of pockets, yeah, and potentially this keeps going. So that's one point. Ethereum is very different. Its reaccumulation phase was very short, very bullish, and the reaccumulation phase just continues to go up rather than sideways. The likes of ADA, for instance, it's sideways. When you look at it like this, okay, so it had its run, had a fantastic run, reaccumulation, and then it's going to continue on in a big way. So these were the dips to buying. And that's one of the points I want to make clear to people, that there is a strategy. You just need to buy and hold when it goes down low for certain coins. I don't know how each one has its own story, its own uniqueness, and you need to work that out. Now I'm sharing some of mine here. Yep, that's another reaccumulation phase, and it's probably going to break out of this in the coming weeks and continue on. So I think that's it. I've wrapped it up. Check out DigiBuy, and that's pretty much after that. Actually, didn't do one, did we? So sorry, guys. Let me do one. Harmony. The Harmony. So it's also done a good run. So you can see how, as I said to you before, this is the uptrend. This is the acceleration. Oops. This is acceleration. And realistically, when it broke that trend line, you should have gone out. So that was your exit. That was your exit. And this was the expanding fan. So a lot of them do this. Now you can see Harmony has come back down to the support level, right to the root of it. That was your buy zone, back to the root. So my expectations with Harmony, I'm just going to draw some lines. Yeah, I would say that's a resistance trend. and you can see how it's found support at this level. So it's really stuck in between support and resistance. So if I was to buy Harmony, I would it's not an easy one, because this could easily go down or easily go up. Either way, if you buy it, you hold it. Don't get rid of it. If you time it well, you can buy the breakout, and that's fine. If I go in closer, does it give me clues to any structure? It doesn't. This doesn't give me any clues as to, maybe it does. So if I draw this, and we've got the two tops. So now let's add a fib level. I mean, moving averages. So I'll just, from my template, go to the 1 hour. Yeah, that's not the template I wanted. And I'll go to the 1 hour. Hey, where is it? There it is. Okay, so I'll look at the 10 moving average now. I'll use a 2 hour. No. Yeah, the 2 hour makes sense. You can see it sideways. You can see the MACD in convergent. I don't think it's divergent, but I think it's convergent. And what I'm looking at is pretty much a clear resistance line. And then we've got another resistance level there. But we have support that looks like that. So this is going to either play itself out. I think it's going to go sideways for a while and then go up. I can't see it going. If it goes down here, I'll buy it. Definitely, if it comes down here, I'll buy it. Okay. So if I was to buy this guy, let's find the zone that makes sense. So let's go to the top, and that's my bottom. And we can see confluence with the 0.618 level as resistance. And let's see where my bottom is really. Okay, so that, because this wick, I'll move it to here. I'll ignore this wick, it's too much. And now this makes sense. Okay, that is our resistance on the 618. And we got this level of support. The 10 moving average is doing a good job. Well, I do think that we're going to go sideways for a while on Harmony. I'm going to zoom in more than that. Okay, so we have this level, just looking across, that's playing a resistance as well. That line, that's playing resistance. And the 618 is playing resistance. And that's why we've got wicks here and wicks there. But we don't have any wicks on the bottom, so that's showing me that it's bullish. Now, if we go to a 4 hour, it's mixed messages. It's sideways, and Harmony's done that in the past. It's not clear. There's too many wicks in the Harmony. I don't like it. Unfortunately, that's the nature of Harmony. It's just wicks everywhere, so it makes it much more difficult to read it. But if I was to put a level, that will be a level of support, which is close to the 0.5 Fibonacci, and this will be probably a good zone to buy if it drops here, that's a good zone to buy. Yeah, definitely. That will be, if it comes down here, I think I'll do that. And currently that's a zone. If you buy there, you just hold. If it goes down, just hold it. And if it breaks out, buy the breakout above this 618. So I'll leave it at that for Harmony. And so let me rename that, because I might use that as well. So it's one. And you can see that if I was to use that and use that reference, come on. Sweetie, not now, wait. Yes. Yes, yes. 1 minute, yeah? Wait for 1 minute. And if I was to compare that to, say, SRM in terms of structure, see if there's any comparisons. Don't think there is. Actually, there is. So here we go. We had that breakout phase. We had that pullback phase. And this pullback phase was, it had two episodes, but it's found its support. Very similar to that. And then you had this gradual increase. And then pull back again. So could it do that? Yes. But I do see here is that the continuation. When it hits this level, it's going to have problems again. So Harmony is going to be okay up to this point, and then it could easily pull back just like that, and then find another level, and then continue on. So it's behind in terms of advancement with the other coins like Ethereum. They're more advanced, and in a way that's good, because here you can make money and sell here, or take some profit and wait for the pullback, and then use this as a fractal as a reference to buy back in for the next move. That's a strategy, but I'll leave it at that. Okay, and the last one, what was it? Digibyte. Okay. So, okay, Digibyte is on Bittrex, and let's say it's got the history. No trend. It's not an easy one to read. This was done. All right, so let me rephrase that. That was the base. That was the acceleration period, and then it created a new base. That level there, and then it did another cycle of uptrend. So, and then this was a beautiful. That was a good setup to buy. If you're picking up there, there's a few occasions, but that was your best spot to enter. Here, it's just all over the place, but I do see that it's finished. It's finding its level of support, which is there, and what it's doing is it's found resistance at that level. Okay, and I'm sure that's a 618 in some way, or 0.5. So if we do that, yep, 618 is your resistance. So I see this going sideways for a while. If it breaks this level, then it's definitely going to go, that's a target. First resistance will be there. So first resistance, but that will be a target. And then potentially pull back a bit. But I do see the potential this could go sideways as well before it goes up. Looking at the volume, there was a bit of a dump on this level. So there is, but there's a bit, yeah. So volume's declining. You don't see any type of, you don't see big volumes here, do you? Like this. So you want to see a volume come into it, and it hasn't. So even here, there's not much volume. So I don't see this going up there that easily. I see it going sideways more because the volume profile is not convincing at the moment. Here, there's one candle here, and that was, you know, this had a lot of momentum. And look at the volume there compared to the volume here. So based on the volume, DigiByte is not there in terms of going above 618 anytime soon. And if it does, it will be based on low liquidity, I would imagine. But anyway, I'm done, guys. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully it helps you out. And it's given me, so when I do this as well, it also helps me in many ways because I review the charts and I benefit as well. So while I'm doing it, I might as well share it with you guys. But join me next time, and have a nice day, enjoyable day, and stay safe. Talk to you soon. Bye.